Hi everyone, this is Terry from Koala-Krafts, and I'd like to welcome you back to my channel. And I would ask that if you're new to the channel, if you could please click on the subscribe button and the like and the bell so that you can see whenever I make a new video for you. Today I'm working on the old shoe house. It's a Diamond Art Club painting, Diamond Art Club kit. It is a square, 105 centimetres by 70 centimetres, and it's by Dominic Davidson. You will see a photo come up of it shortly, if you just keep watching me diamond painting down there. I'm enjoying this kit. The reason why I'm only doing bits and pieces of it is because there's a lot of confetti, but this kit is something from my childhood. It was my favourite story that I used to read when I was a kid. The old woman in the shoe with all the kids running around. That's one thing I miss about this painting, is all the kids running around. But even so, I think it's a great kit to do. But as I said, there's so much confetti in it that I just do it in between kits. I just do a line. Even though I only diamond place one at a time anyway, there's so many colour changes in each section. It can become a pain in the you know what. But anyway, we'll move on and do some true crime and gossip and stuff, and see how we go today. I would say, being in Australia, they're having a referendum near the end of the year, and they call the voice to Parliament. Now, I don't really understand what this actually means. They're going to have, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders are going to have a say on any law that is going to be passed, or it looks like is going to be passed. I, at this point, am not going to vote for it, only because I think they should have a say, but the government of the day isn't telling us how it's going to be done, or when it's going to be done, or who has to contact who. Is it the Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander people going to have to contact the different departments within the government to find out what's going on? They have an input on anything that is to do with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, so that's just about everything. So whether things are going to be held up more than they already are, but the big thing for me is that they're not telling us how it's going to be done, and what sort of input they have, and whether they can say no to it and then the bill won't go ahead, or whether it's just going to be a symbolic department, or whatever they're going to call it. I don't know what it's going to be called at this point. How it's all going to be done is just, they're not telling us, but yet they want us to vote for it. To me, that's I would vote for it if I knew what was going to happen and how it was going to happen and what action has to be taken, and is it just symbolic, or is it something that whatever they say goes. I just don't know, so I don't I don't think I can vote for it at this point. They've got to sit down and tell us how it's all going to work. What's up, buddy? Oh, you're talking to me. What did you want? I don't know what he wants. But anyway, that's I have a ragdoll cat named Buddy. And he's talking to me. He wants something, but I don't know what it is. But anyway, yeah, so unless they tell us what's going on and how it's all going to be done, and what sort of laws need to be passed before this can go through. 80% of referendums in Australia usually get lost because the government of the time really don't explain what they want, and people want to know, how it's going to work and all that sort of thing. So, it makes it difficult. I mean, I think that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples should have a say, but for God's sake, please tell us, how all that's going to work. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that referendum is supposed to be coming up near the end of the year. So it'll be interesting to see what actually happens. Okay, we'll get back to the Proud Boys. Apparently there's new witnesses for the Proud Boys. This trial is in the 9th week of the trial. There was one defendant, one juror sick yesterday, so no evidence was taken that day. They're also talking about how DC jails are disgusting, unsanitary, etc. And apparently when there was some sort of an inquiry, 400 of the inmates were moved because it was unsanitary and disgusting, but none of the Proud Boys apparently were moved. It's interesting also that they have had a lot of informants within the Proud Boys. One of them was giving evidence today that I've only caught a little bit of, where he was saying that, the Proud Boys didn't want anything bad to happen. So I don't know how these guys have actually been charged. So we'll just have to listen to the trial and see where it goes from here. But from what I've heard, and this is, of course, this whole video is just my opinion only. I mean, I don't know any more than anybody else, of course. But I think this should all be stopped. There's too much evidence, I feel, that they're innocent of most of the charges of what what's been levelled at them. But I'm only an Australian, I wouldn't of course tell Americans what to do, and that's not what I'm trying to do. But in my opinion, I think it should all be done, finished, gone. It's just ridiculous, really. It looks like a lot of it was done by the FBI, but time will tell, as I said, as the trial moves on. I don't know how much longer it's going to be. I really don't think it was supposed to be 9 weeks long, but I suppose you just never know. With these things, they just go on and on and on. But apparently, from what I've heard and what I've read, there was 8 or 9 people that were informants for the FBI within the Proud Boys. And this first witness, which was a confidential informant, said that it wasn't the Proud Boys that did a lot of the stuff they've been charged with. So time will tell, I suppose. We'll see what happens. I've been looking after Beck and her kids. Beck actually had to go to hospital today. It was supposed to be sort of a day off. I wasn't supposed to go around there till 4 o'clock this afternoon, but I got a phone call at 7 o'clock this morning to take Beck up to hospital because she was bleeding a lot. So we were there until, I can't remember what time it was, but I had to go and get Arabella almost straight away. So it was probably coming up to 4 o'clock, maybe a bit before that, before we got home, because she had to have an ultrasound and then talk to the doctor again and all that sort of thing. So it was a pretty long day. And I'm pretty tired tonight, as you can probably hear in my voice, but I wanted to get this recorded and done and put up for you guys. So, apparently the arrest or whatever of Trump isn't going ahead yet. The grand jury is still going. No decision has been made yet. They meet 2 to 3 days a week, apparently. And it looks like the charges are outside the statute of limitations of 5 years. But apparently, in some extenuating circumstances, his statute of limitations can be extended. I think that's what they're trying to do, from what I've heard and what I've read. What I find really interesting, that executive privilege has been broken for Trump's chief of staff, which means he can give evidence and really lay it out on the table, everything that happened. And it's the same with his defence attorney, attorney-client privilege, and I don't know how this is done, but it's got something to do with the crime fraud exemption, which I really don't know much about. We don't have that here. So even though I've been involved in law for, oh God, I hate to say it, don't tell anyone, but about 40 years, makes me feel old. I don't remember hearing anything, but it's because due to the crime fraud exception, the attorney-client privilege can be broken, which I thought, even so, I would have thought it would be really difficult to get it broken. I mean, that's something that's, almost sacrosanct, that I just didn't think you could do it. They're trying to get Pence to give evidence, but Pence is objecting to that, saying he can get congressional immunity, and also, as he's the president of the Senate, he shouldn't have to give evidence. Again, I'm not sure what the law is in relation to vice presidents from over there. Somebody might be able to let me know, but I don't see how that's been broken either. But makes it hard. Anything, I just seem to think that anything that Trump has done or said over the time he was president is fair game. I mean, if the vice president can say anything and the chief of staff is now allowed to say anything, and his attorney, the attorney-client privilege has been broken, I mean, how far can it go? But they've spent, 5 years or something, trying to get him on one thing and another, and this is the the only thing that they've been able to get him on. I don't know, just doesn't seem like it's much. They're really grabbing at straws trying to get him, from what I understand. I don't know what Representative Scott Perry has to do with it all, but he's been requested to hand over his cell phone records, but he's also fighting that as well. As I said before, Trump's exposure is growing exponentially. They might find new stuff to chase on him after doing all this digging and, discovery. So it'll just be interesting to see what's going to happen there. I mean, that's going to be something that's going to be interesting to follow. I'm certainly plodding along with this kit. It's interesting seeing it grow, working on the castle now that's in the background near the snow mountains. And that's starting to grow a bit. I have, after that section that I'm working on there's 3 more sections on that line, as I call it. And after that, I will be unboxing another Diamond Art Club, as usual. And do that one. I'm hoping it's not going to be a partial. I'm not... I didn't look at any of them to see if they were partials or not, so my own mistake, but I'm not over fussed on partials. Same as with cross stitch, I prefer. I don't like partials with cross stitch either. I prefer full coverage ones. And I'm doing a couple of DACs, Heaven and Earth Designs, cross stitches. I think I've got 4 on the go, plus tap dancers, the Queen, and another one as well, Anzac. So I've got a fair few going. I doubt if I'll get them finished before I pass along, but I'm enjoying the cross stitch. I find that really relaxing as well as diamond painting. And I don't kit up. I have the pip and chip, the long stranded ones that go into a box. So as I go along, I pull one out. If I don't have anything of that, it goes into like a little coin purse in my handbag. And the next time I go past a craft shop or something, I just go in and buy those floss. So it only costs me a little bit every week or every fortnight whenever I go to buy the ones that I haven't got. Got quite a few. I'm sure I've got all the blues. For goodness sake, I've got so many blue. It's not funny. And that one's for Peacock, the Peacock one I'm doing, Peacock Lagoon. So many blues in that. But anyway, we'll get back to this. Back in Australia, and our inflation, we have, same as everywhere else in the world, we're having issues with inflation, everything costing so much more and all of that sort of thing. Sorry, I just needed to have a drink. But inflation here in Australia has slowed for the last 2 months. With this, hopes are high that the Reserve Bank, which is the same as our central bank, will halt interest rate increases. They've been going up every month. for quite a while now, over 12 months anyway. They meet every month, and the next meeting is next Tuesday. So we'll see if interest rates are paused then or not. But prices went up 6.8% in February. That's down from 7.4% in January and 8.4% in December. So it is going down. There've been 10 interest rate hikes previously, so and that makes mortgages for everyone a lot more expensive. Now the shooting in Nashville, it's so sad. It appears it was 3 9-year-olds and 3 staff members were killed. The police response was very quick compared to the last one, the last school shooting. I think they saved a lot of lives by going in and unliving the shooter. They say that there's been 80 school shootings this year in America. I find that really difficult to understand how this happens. 80, and it's only March. And that's just school shootings, not any other, mass shootings in America. This is just school shootings, and it's got me beat. I'm Australian, so I'm not going to tell you Americans how you should, run your country or whatever. But there has got to be a way that they're reduced. Like this particular person, and I'm not going to call them man or woman or whatever because they were transgender. But this particular person had 7 guns from 5 different stores and bought legally, even though she had a mental illness and had been seeking help for that mental illness. I don't see how she could get so many guns. It's got me beat. From what I understood, the background checks should have been very extensive as to what I don't know. It's just got me beat. I really don't know what the answer is, and I wouldn't presume to tell Americans what the answer is to this because, as I said, I'm in Australia, so it's really not up to me. But I don't know. We don't have anywhere near the amount of shootings that you guys do over there. Nowhere near it. And I don't know, and I'm sure per capita we would have the same mentally ill people because we do have quite a few. So I don't know how she got the guns, or how that person got the guns. I mean, I just don't know. I just can't fathom it. It's really got me beat. And well, we're coming up near the end of this recording. Can I ask you again to subscribe and hit the like button and hit the bell so that you'll see when I put another video up for your entertainment. So what's happening? Okay, tomorrow is Friday. I'll be at Beck's from 7 till about 6. So I'll be gone all day. Then Saturday I'm at Beck's as well, and on Sunday Jordan wants to go to the football. On Sunday our football season has started, rugby league. So he wants to go and watch the football on Sunday. So I'll be around at Beck's helping to look after Arabella and the bub. So that's what I'll be doing. And also doing some searching for the shop that I'll be opening fairly shortly. Still have to do some research. And I'll have to start building the page soon. Should be getting inventory shortly. I have a lot of it already, but it's from the old page I had. But I'll be ordering a lot more over the next few days. But anyway, thank you all for coming and listening to me. If you're still here at the end, that's fantastic. Thank you very much. And I will see you again after the next video. Have fun, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.